Now, as Kerala has crossed 72 hours after the harrowing blast that took place near Kochi, there have been big developments that have taken place in terms of the political slugfest that is playing. Now there has been a targeted attack by the political parties, including the government of Kerala and the Congress and the IUML, who will go about saying that it is the BJP leaders, including the Union Minister Rajiv Chandrasekhar, who have indulged in inciting groups, inciting people on the basis of race, on the basis of religion, for making sure that Kerala continues to be communally charged. In fact, there have been cases that have been filed against the Union Minister Rajiv Chandrasekhar and the BJP national spokesperson Anil Antony. So amidst all the big political developments, there has been an arrest that has been made. But what is it that is going to then be the move forward for the government of Kerala? There is the NIA team that is also investigating this case, the bomb blast that took place, 3 of them day before yesterday. Joining me also on the telecast right now is Anil Antony. He's the national BJP spokesperson. Anil, first things first, the big question about why the charge that has been made by the Congress and the Kerala government against you, and now there is a case that has been filed against you, against the Union Minister Rajiv Chandrasekhar.
Thank you. So what's happening in Kerala is nothing surprising. In the last few years, this is something all the BJP leaders from the state, including me, Sri Rajiv Chandrasekhar, our state president, Sri K. Surendran, all of them has been bringing this point to the rest of India and to the people in Kerala. And that is, there is a huge growing rise of Islamic fundamentalism and extremism in Kerala. And the 3 major political parties, you have the CPM, which is the ruling party in Kerala. Then you have the Indian National Congress and the Indian Union Muslim League. Both of them are in the opposition, but in the national stage, they are all allies. So all 3 are working in tandem and they are competing with each other to grow these extremist elements in Kerala just for their narrow vote bank expediency. So this is something which we are seeing for a long time in Kerala. There have been many instances. So today, there have been cases filed against me as well as Sri Chandrasekhar, but we all pointed out on a lot of trends that has been happening in Kerala for a long time. Just 2 days back, there was a Hamas leader, a former chief of Hamas, who again 2 weeks back was in Pakistan virtually, and he was addressing a crowd calling for a global jihad. And then 2 days back, he was in Kerala and he was addressing a massive crowd virtually. Similarly, the PFI.
But then, the question that these political parties and the Kerala government are asking are you equating the Hamas leader who was addressing the IUML rally to the blast that took place? And what the contention of the Kerala government is?
No, we are saying...
Yeah.
No. So that is not the intention. What we are saying is the blast happened. It is very unfortunate. We strongly stand with the victims of this blast and we want the actual truth and facts to come out. So we are very happy that the NIA and the NSG has started investigations. We will wait till the actual facts come out. Because in the last 6 months again, and there had been many terror-related activities in Kerala, and the state police had been turning a blind eye on a lot of them. And finally, the NIA had to chip in, and it is only after NIA investigations that a lot of truth has come out. For example, in the last 6 months itself, at least a dozen PFI modules, which are sleeper cells, were busted by the NIA. Just in the last 6 months itself, at least half a dozen charge sheets has been filed on different terror-related activities in Kerala by the NIA, including an arson case where just 2-3 months back, somebody tried to burn a train bogie right next to an HPCL plant. If he had succeeded, it would have been a huge disaster for Kerala. But again, the Kerala police couldn't find anything. But the NIA again had to step in, and then the perpetrator was arrested from Shaheen Bagh. So there were many instances which actually makes all the BJP leaders believe that the state police is now just turning a blind eye to terror incidents that is happening in Kerala, because the state police is just a part of the state machinery and the state government is completely supporting all these radical elements in Kerala.
Are you at this point of time raising questions against the Pinarayi Vijayan government that there is likelihood of no action that the police of Kerala is going to take in this triple blast that has taken place that has led to the death of 3 people, and therefore it is important for the NIA to intervene in the matter?
It is absolutely important for NIA and NSG and all the central agencies to intervene in this matter, because we have full faith in our our central agencies who have been doing an outstanding job to ensure that these kind of terror organizations do not grow or do not prosper in Kerala. So we believe that there has been some, we need to understand the truth of the matter, and for that we are already very glad that they have started investigations. So we will wait for what comes out.
Now, Chief Minister
But
Pinarayi
what is
Vijayan
happening
has
in
already
Kerala?
said that there is a police probe that has been initiated into this Hamas leader, and how is it that he was included in that rally? Why don't you wait for the Pinarayi Vijayan government and the Kerala police to complete its investigation and then speak about this rally and why the government has not taken any action?
We are concerned why a global terror leader who just 2 weeks back in Pakistan was calling for a global jihad. We are even worried and concerned and shocked that how can somebody like that address a crowd in Kerala? Why is the Kerala government not taking action against any of those people who he invited that terrorist into Kerala? So these are all very concerning facts. So instead of taking action against terror organizations and people linked to terror, what is happening in Kerala right now is people who are actually questioning that are now being charge sheeted, booked, and there even a union minister, even as a national office bearer of the BJP are being treated like this, where if we speak against terrorism and growing extremism, cases are filed against us and we are tried to be shut down. Then you can imagine the fate, and we can imagine what is the ground scenario of our Karyakartas who are fighting all this extremism on the ground. So right now in Kerala, it is a whole ecosystem of terror supporting, terror sympathization, and crushing of any opponents who are against all this. So this is the reality in Kerala.
Okay. Also talking about the Palestine issue, and there have been a number of leaders, whether it is the left parties, the Congress, who have come out saying that there needs to be a ceasefire, and why is it that the government of India is not intervening in this matter, condemning the attacks that are taking place against the Palestinians. And you have equated this to how the Congress, the left and other opposition parties are in fact supporting Hamas. How do you justify that?
There is nothing to justify. We are talking the realities. India has a very principled stance as far as Palestine issue is concerned, which has been very clearly mentioned by the Indian government. The MEA itself has multiple times said that we believe in a very negotiated two-state solution. But at the same time, we are a country that has been long-standing victims of terrorism. So we stand with, we don't approve of terrorism in any manner. We don't approve hostages being held by different organizations. So we are completely against terrorism. At the same time, we have good relationship with the two countries. We have to remember that it is Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji who is the first Prime Minister who has officially gone to Israel. He is also the first Prime Minister to officially go to Palestine. He has got the highest civilian award from the state of Palestine. So India has a very principled stand here, where we believe in justice, we believe in negotiated settlements, we believe in negotiations, but we don't approve terrorism in any manner. We have zero tolerance towards terrorism, and that is something the opposition parties are unable to understand, because they are all terror enablers and terror supporters. So for them, in their lexicon, terrorism and terrorists do not exist.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Anil Antony, for joining us on the telecast, sharing your views on this matter. Let's carry forward this discussion. And on the telecast also with me are my panelists, and let's get them one by one into this discussion. I have with me Rahul Ishwar as well. And Rahul, you heard it from the BJP national spokesperson and Anil Antony. How do you have to react to the terror attack that took place 2 days ago? 3 people died, and before that, I think just a day ago, there was this Hamas rally that was carried out. In fact, a pro-Palestine rally is what that was carried out by the Muslim League, where there was a virtual address that was made by a Hamas leader. Do you think there are political parties that are putting 2 and 2 together?
3 submissions. First of all, as a Hindu right-wing activist, I would first like to place an apology to our Muslim brothers and sisters for misunderstanding and mistrusting them in this particular case. I also jumped the gun earlier and thought that it was handiwork of some Islamist radicals, but later it came to the fore, or by the confession and the police investigation, that it was a person called Dominic Martin who did that. So when we are wrong, there is nothing, ashamed to say that we are wrong. We acknowledge and we apologize. That's always the Arsha Bharata Sanskriti or Indian culture. So we were wrong at that point of time. Second, like Sri Anil K. Antony, who's a good friend of mine, rightly said, touching Hamas and going with Hamas is an absolute no-no. We should never go with that. India has always been the supporter of Palestine from Mahatma Gandhi's time, and Modi ji went to Palestine and received the highest civilian honor of Palestine. We have always been with Palestine, but Palestine not equals to Hamas, neither Hamas not equals to Palestine. When the clash of civilization in the world is happening, India is emerging as the consensus of civilization. Modi ji, leading India, can definitely be the balancer in the global stage. Whereas on one hand, there is the Israel, US, UK, European Union, and the West on a larger scale, and on the other side, there is Muslim and left nations which are more of supporting Palestine. Kerala being a leftist ruled state, our state is more pro-Palestine. Some other state may be more pro-Israel. But India will, on a general, have to be the consensus. But Hamas is an absolutely untouching area, and it's a Lakshmana Rekha that we shouldn't cross. We should support Fatah. We should support the Yasser Arafat legacy. We should support PLO. We should support Palestinian people. And India has been very magnanimous, and rightfully so, in sending aid to Palestinian people, because the kids there who are dying are sad. But why Hamas is a no-no means 1,400 Jews or Israelis were butchered by the Hamas extremists. That's the reason why our PM Modi ji from BJP, or PM Modi ji from a center-right position, and Shashi Tharoor ji from Congress party rightly called the October 7 attack a terrorist attack. At the same point of time, India has not designated Hamas as a terrorist organization.
Okay.
There are multiple nuances.
Okay, Rahul, but then how do you react to these political developments that are taking place for the last 2 days, particularly with regards to this complaint that had been filed and now charges of section 153A under the IPC that have been charged against Union Minister Rajiv Chandrasekhar and other BJP leaders?
Exactly. I was just coming to that. I totally condemn, as an activist and as a student of law, the charges filed against Sri Rajiv Chandrasekhar, who is one of the most educated and globally renowned ministers we have, and Anil K. Antony, who is a young, vibrant BJP leader, and people like Sandeep Warrior, who is another close friend of mine. Please remember, if you have a point of debate with Sri Rajiv Chandrasekhar, debate with Anil K. Antony or Sandeep Warrior. Don't use legal harassment as a tool. And Kerala government has been playing to the gallery, especially, if I can be more honest, Islamist gallery, appeasing them, saying that we have even filed a case against a central minister. This is unbecoming of a state government. That is not right. You have to find a sense of balance and a middle ground, and Kerala government has toed a wrong line. If there is a counterpoint to what Sri Rajiv Chandrasekhar ji is saying, debate with him, discuss with him. Sri Pinarayi Vijayan is a leader of great stature. Sri Rajiv Chandrasekhar ji is a leader of great stature. You can have a political debate, but don't mix police action with politics. And it was very unbecoming to file a case against 153A against a central minister. I'm sure Kerala police is not able to arrest him.
Fair enough. Savio, quickly getting a response from you with regards to the terrorist activities, the extremist activities that have continued to take place in Kerala. Why does the BJP continue to accuse the left parties, the Congress in Kerala, of giving safe havens and tolerating extremism and terrorism in their territory, when there has been, if you take a look at the past instances, action that has been taken against the PFI, which is now banned, about the other Islamist activities that have taken place in the past as well?
It's important for us. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, Megha, the most important thing for us to look at is the reality of what is on the ground, not only in Kerala, but in other parts of India and other parts of the world. Islamic radicalism is a reality, and Islamic radicalism leads to Islamic terrorism. Now, don't take the BJP word for it. You can take the word of Bishop, the auxiliary bishop of the Syro-Malabar Church, Bishop Thomas. What does Bishop Thomas say in his Facebook post? He says, we have to doubt the ongoing arguments and counter-arguments about the war in West Asia are a symptom of communalism affecting Kerala society. It is alarming to witness secular parties competing with each other to gloss over the action of the terrorist organization Hamas, which had launched an attack against a country where life has been progressing peacefully, placing the blame on Israel. Every responsible political party should understand that using vote banks as basis of truth would ultimately erode the cherished social values of Kerala. This would also contribute to the polarization of the non-partisan politicians. partisan population. This is Bishop Thomas, a Christian, a Syro-Malabar bishop. Now, let me tell you what the Deputy General of the Kerala Catholic Bishop Council says.
Okay.
Okay. Although Christians have faced persecution in many Muslim countries, we are not witnessing any solidarity programs on that. Then why uproar when only Muslims are persecuted? Why are Muslims not labeling Hamas as a terror organization? Again, it is from a Catholic priest, a Christian priest, from an organization. Now, it's not political. It's another religious organization, a very strong community in Kerala that is actually feeling threatened by Islamic radicalism. A couple of months ago, the Catholic Church did raise similar issues of Islamic radicalism. So what is wrong in what Rajiv Chandrasekhar has said and what A.K. Anthony has said? They have only highlighted the obvious fact. Yes, a lot of people on social media jumped the gun as far as Dominic Martin is concerned. That is wrong. But the reality of Islamic radicalism in Kerala is real. And if we hide from it, Kerala will turn exactly to what Kashmir did in 1990. And that's not a reality we want to see. So we might as well open our eyes to the truth. Hamas is a terror organization.
Okay.
And unfortunately,
okay. All right.
Why Hamas
also then, I'll raise this question, Savio, that there have been appeals that have been made by the Israeli government, the Israeli ambassador, that India needs to ban Hamas terrorist organization, call it a terrorist organization. Now, at this point of time, how long will it take for the central government to do as such? There have been statements that have been coming in from other BJP leaders as well, that the world knows that Hamas is a terrorist organization. How does it matter whether India conspires as a terrorist organization? Is this a justification? Is this a justification?
It's not a justification, because the very loophole that Hamas is not banned and is not termed as a terror organization in India is what is being exploited by people who want Islamic radicalism to continue in India. So it is incumbent on the government to ensure that Hamas is declared as a terror organization. If you do not declare it, then you have no right to question the people calling Hamas leaders.
Right.
The Hamas leader was not in India. The Hamas leader was sitting wherever he is, in his plush hotel in Qatar or in other part of the Arab world. It is incumbent on the Indian government to term Hamas as a terror organization. What we saw happening on October 7th was horrific, was the worst form of terrorism.
Which has been spoken about and condemned in no unequal terms, that the Prime Minister, there have been leaders of the BJP, there are union ministers who have called out the terror attack, heinous butchery of people that took place on October 7th, and the very clear stance that has been made by the government of India that it does not stand for terror. India itself has been a victim of terrorism on several occasions and at several times. Okay, I have with me Huda Zariwala as well. Now, Huda, what do you make of this situation, particularly with regards to the rising extremism that we have been seeing in Kerala, as with regards to the past instances that have taken place, with regards to the banning of the PFI, with regards to the ISIS linkages and affiliations that have cropped up? There have been NIA raids that have taken place that have then indicated to that the fact that there have been Islamist extremism, terrorism that has been perpetuating there.
Well, good evening. Before I answer your question, let me, for the record, clearly state the fact that Hamas by no means is a terrorist organization as far as India is concerned, as far as the United Nations is concerned. Let us also not forget the alarming figures that are being taken place, the absolute Zionist,
but are you saying, no, I'm talking about you,
yes,
Huda, as an individual.
I'm coming to that.
I'm not talking to you as a political party spokesperson. The fact that on October 7th, there was a heinous crime that was committed, a terrorist crime that was committed? Are you saying that that was not a terrorist organization's handiwork and quote unquote a freedom fighter's struggle?
Allow me to answer. Please allow me to answer. For the record, these are not even the updated statuses, right? For the record, more than 20,000 Palestinians have been injured so far. Out of this, 74% are women and children. 3,324 children have been killed, brutally killed. 2,602 women, 2,079 men. Now these
I would also like to question you, where are the figures that you're getting from? Are you getting the figures from the Hamas leaders who are actually at this point of time taking control of Palestine? Where are the figures? What is?
Are we absolutely clear on the
Where
fact?
are the figures? Where are the figures being picked from? I'm simply saying because Israel is a democracy, but when we take a look at the other side of the Gaza Strip, there is conjecture, there is speculation. In fact, there is no speculation whatsoever that it is a terrorist organization that is running operations in Gaza.
Allow me to answer. You invited me to your debate.
Yeah, but I'm asking the simple question: where are you getting the figures from?
Well, I'm coming to the answer. The figures are relevant because this is the actual state. Palestine is in a state of war. Why is it that India feels the need? I mean, and I see a lot of BJP, a lot of RSS organizations openly supporting Israel. What is the need to do that? Is there any sense of that? I mean, Palestinians are the ones suffering. This is not about Hamas or non-Hamas. This is about innocent men, women, and children suffering. This is about people who are literally
there are over 200 people of various nationalities, including Americans, including Australians, including Europeans and Israelis, who are still stuck as hostages that have been taken by Hamas.
All the hostages being held right now. What about the Palestinians? Can we please have a debate?
I continue to question. I continue to ask you, Huda, that the figures that at this point of time are being quoted by you, what is the credibility of these figures is what I am saying.
Indian media shies away from talking about the atrocities committed every single day, every single minute on the innocent Palestinians.
Okay, fair enough. Rahul, a quick comment from you before I go to Savio and then I wrap this up.
Ma'am, just one second.
Come in?
I totally agree and empathize with the outrage you have. But please remember who started it. It was because of that
attack. Who started it, sir? With all due respect, Israel has
just one thing, ma'am. Please listen to one line.
In the homeland of Palestinians for the past
dying
75
anywhere.
years. So
It's dying anywhere. We are all people with family. Just listen, ma'am.
Does that answer your question? Does that answer your question, sir?
Please listen to one line.
Hamas is not a recent development.
Please listen to one line. Please listen to one line.
We are talking about 75 years of Zionist rule. We are talking about 75 years.
We are talking about 2,000 years of
I think this is getting too complicated, Pooja. You have a one-sided view and you refuse to even call the terrorist act that happened on October 7th as a very verifiable terrorist act that happened, which is shameful. It really at this point of time hurts me, saddens me, shocks me as well that an individual such as you, and there are millions and millions across the globe who are not even acknowledging and recognizing that there was a terrorist attack. You saw the butchery, you saw the people whose throats were slit, there was just rivers of blood that were flowing. There were children who were killed, there were children who were raped, there were women who were stripped naked, they were kidnapped, they were killed, there were pregnant women whose bellies were cut open, and the fetuses were killed as well.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.